it's Lisa. I'm here today with a load challenge and an opportunity to use a kit that I won. This came from Simon Says Stamps, and it was mostly 6x6 paper. There's some cardstock in it, but what attracted to me for this layout were all of these wonderful die cuts. Our prompt today was to find inspiration somewhere besides the scrapbooking arena and besides looking at other people's pages and things. So I went looking around, I actually started looking at my photos to think, to see if they might lead me to, a Pinterest board that I have for inspiration or something like that. And I came across these photos that I took recently on a shopping trip. Every once in a while I sneak off and go for the day and just do what I want to do in a nearby city and my favorite mall. And while I was there, I took a photograph of this window at Anthropologie. I love their windows. Apparently lots of people love their windows. They have their own website devoted to them. Has all these balloons, and that's when I remembered these papers and this kit. So that was my inspiration, is the window. To keep things moving along for this page, I've selected a sketch out of my sketchbook. I was attracted to this sketch because there's quite a bit of white space up here at the top of the sketch, especially since my vertical photo here is not as big as what's on the sketch. These are designed by 4x6 for two 4x6s landscape, and I have one 4x6 vertically. My other photos are a little bit larger, but I think they're going to work out fine in this arrangement. I have a lot of room up here at the top in order to put things like these great vellum cuts. Now mine can't say happy birthday, it wasn't my birthday, but I've got the clouds, I've got lots of things. I also have some papers that are geared around that, and then lots of other complementary papers. So I have plenty of room to work on this sketch and incorporate a number of these items. My background paper, to keep it simple, I'm going to use a solid cardstock. This is Soft Sky from Stamping Up. It's an old color that they brought back a couple of years ago, and it's always been one of my favorite colors, and it looks beautiful with these different die cuts. I think it's gorgeous. So the only thing I have to figure out is this page was designed for hidden journaling, to put in a pocket behind, and I do that a lot. I like to do hidden journaling. I don't really have that much to say for this page, so I don't know that I need to hide the journaling or want to hide the journaling, so I may try to find a place to display it. But of course, sketches are always something that you can modify and adjust to what you need. So that's my starting point. I've trimmed my photos down, and I'm just starting to arrange some of the elements, get an idea of where things are going to need to go. The title, I've still got to pull some lettering out here. Mostly I'm trying to figure out which of these die cuts I want to use. I like that one, but it doesn't match. And then some of them are a little too large, and just kind of picking through them. There's some really pretty ones. Love these. It's a very heavy vellum. These are from Basic Gray. I considered these banners die cuts. These are the paper ones, but I've just got so much going on I don't think I need the banners. There's also some buttons with the kit. I think I need something though a little dressier than the buttons. I'll kind of get to that later on. Pulling through the papers. I love these papers with the hot air balloons on them, but since I have the hot air balloon die cut, I don't think I can make this work. So I've kind of set those aside and just going through and deciding which ones match and which ones don't. I'm just going to put the ones that I like over here on the right side. So many pretty papers. I can't remember the name of this collection. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. This was an older collection, and I won the kit, and I've just got so many pretty things here to work through. What I'm thinking of with the papers is using them for mats for each of the photos. Now the photos on the outsides on the sketch, they lay over the middle, but I don't really need to do that because I've got enough room, I think, to just make them butt up against the other photos. There's also some paper along the bottom edge, and I haven't decided at this point whether I need that yet. I'm going to have to change the word happy birthday up there to something else, so I looked to see if I had a die cut that I could put in place, and I don't. going through the papers, just deciding which ones I want to use for the photos. There's one there that's some ledger paper, so I'm going to save that for the journaling. I want that window photo to really show up, so I picked a really pretty paper for it. Put the photo of some glasses, they were from the pottery, no, from Crate and Barrel, on some stripe paper, and then I have some little more elaborate papers, and oddly the busier photos seem to really show up on the more elaborate papers. I was kind of surprised about that. And that one paper I really liked, but I couldn't quite work it in. And I'm fixing the wording, covering up that happy birthday with some stickers. I want it to say shopping. I'm just going to have to move them out here a little bit so that they don't, so they have enough room for them. It's going to say Getaway Day for my title, so this will be the word shopping right above that. And they really blend in beautifully. So I have my title, and I've cut my papers down. I haven't glued anything at this point. I've got to trim my journaling down. I decided to put it over the two photos on the side. What I want to do is to glue all these papers down just a little bit in the middle of each one, because I'm going to take them to the sewing machine and do quite a bit of stitching on this page. I like the idea of the paper sewn together, but then again, at some point I'd like to do some embellishments that are a little bit dressier, because this is a kind of a high-end shopping mall, and I like to go look. I don't necessarily buy a lot of stuff there, but I don't want it to be too sort of country. I want, I want it to look somewhat elegant when it's done, and playful and fun, because that's really what the day's about. It's just having a good time. So everything's trimmed down, and I've done my stitching, and I'll attempt to show this on the camera. You can see it. I did some swirls up there at the top, and those kind of go with the ropes on the balloon die cut. You'll see this better, I think, in the photos at the end. Just putting my pictures down in the center of each of these pieces of paper. And I stitched around all of them with a straight stitch. All right, got everything stitched. I'm going to take this one die cut and cut the little tails off of that. I guess it's supposed to be like a blue ribbon, but I didn't really need that. I just need the circle part of it to match one of the other die cuts. And again, getting everything in place. Some of these I can easily put glue on the back of them, and others I'm afraid the glue will show through, so I may do some brads to hold the clouds down. That one die cut there, it's another one of those kind of balloon kind of things. I can definitely put adhesive behind it. I've got several different brads here. I've got a lot of brads. There were buttons with the collection, but I think the brads will give it a little dressier look. There was also that ribbon with the collection, and I decided that ribbon was just too bold. It's going to kind of take away from everything else that I was doing. And here's one that can definitely have some adhesive that won't hide the adhesive will be hidden when it's finished.
Page all done, and let's take a look at the sketch. I moved the title down quite a bit right on top of the photos, since I didn't need that pocket for the journaling, because I added my journaling over these two side photos. Instead of this strip of washi or pattern paper up here, I did the stitching and the swirl pattern, and then used a lot of that space for the vellum die cuts. I did add the die cut sew down here at the bottom, like the sketch, and spread my photos out on some mats that I stitched down. And I'm really tickled with this page. It just has this really lighthearted, fun kind of look, and that's what I was going for, and I used the window as inspiration, which then ended up on the page. So I think that met the load challenge for today, which was to get inspiration from somewhere besides scrapbooking, and it worked out perfectly with some materials that I had that I've been wanting to use.
So thank you so much for joining me today. If you like the sketches, you can find a link to the sketch PDF that's available for purchase in the description for this video. Thanks again for watching.